What's good, y'all? I thought I'd take you guys behind the scenes in a day of the life of what goes on inside my head as a pre-med student, a father, a husband, and just my journey throughout the years of dealing with mental health issues. So, if you saw the original video, I talked about my story, and it was like a hodgepodge of everything. Like it was like me regurgitating my whole life in like 15 minutes, and I know it was a lot for a lot of people. Um, I spoke at this suicide awareness prevention convention in San Francisco several weeks ago. They flew me in. I spoke for like maybe 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes. I think I spoke for like a minute because I had to introduce the next act, who happened to be my brother. And so I told pretty much my life story in like less than a minute and 20 seconds. Let's put it that way, less than 2 minutes. And after I spoke, they were like, whoa, wait a minute. We want to know more about your story because I wasn't the keynote speaker. They just brought me in as a guest speaker and to just trying to introduce the next act. It was wonderful. Tony was there, Kevin Choice. There was a series of like Bay Area legends who were there who performed. It was really nice. It was a wonderful turnout to bring awareness to suicide prevention, mental health issues, especially in the Black and brown community, because it's almost shunned upon for us as people of color to talk about mental health issues. Because if you know anything about the Black community, it's like, why are you talking to somebody? You good? Just shake it off. Oh, you good? Like try being a Black man and you say, man, I'm struggling. I'm having these problems, and the next thing your brother gonna say is like, "Oh, you good? Just put some dirt on it." But that's not how it really works because we keep things so locked in. So I spoke. I left. I came back to Arizona with a plethora of more information and knowledge that I can share with more people. So that's where we are. So with that said, I need to actually get organized with this series that I'm gonna bring to you. So if you saw the first video, like I said, it was just me just regurgitating my whole life in like 15 minutes, and I was giving you bits and pieces for you to like attach onto where you can ask me questions because I love questions. Ask me questions, challenge me, fact check me. I appreciate that. I've got thick skin. I could take it. Um, I'm not trying to be liked. I'm just trying to give some information to help the next person, if that makes sense. When I was mentoring a lot of people, young adults, children, I would always tell them, I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm not trying to necessarily influence you. I'm just trying to give you as much knowledge as I can for you to go, hmm. If I can make you go, I've done my job. Because I feel the moment a person says, hmm, that means something that I said resonated with you for you to research more and to go down a rabbit hole. I love rabbit holes, man. Man, rabbit holes, man. Because you always uncover more stuff that you really didn't know exists until you fell in that rabbit hole. So again, with that said, today is Wednesday. I get my days confused sometimes. Yes, today is Wednesday. Wednesday, it is 10:46 in the morning. I got up early, checked my emails. I have several emails. I have my school email, I've got my personal email, and I have my Arizona Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors email. So I check all those. Um, and I try to answer as many emails as I can in the morning, do my homework, stay on my studies. I'm in this biochemistry class right now, which is, I wouldn't say it's kicking my butt, but it's really challenging me. And I like that. I like a challenge. Some of this stuff is like, wow. And each professor is so different. I feel like I wouldn't say college is a scam, but I will say college is really geared towards the personality of your professor. You got to get to know them because they're all different. They all grade differently. And you got to learn their vernacular and how they teach class. Like the syllabus, that's their Bible. The syllabus should be called the professor's Bible and how to study in my class if you want to pass. I had this one professor. I know I'm going all over the place. It'll make sense in the end. I had this one professor. This person gave me the blues. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like, I'm not the brightest. Cat, I'm not the brightest crayon in the box, but I'm bright enough to understand what you're trying to say. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? It's like when I go back, I would highlight the things that he said in his syllabus. I'm like, you said this. And then they would talk to me like I was crazy. I'm like, okay. And I think I'm learning at my age that I have less of a filter because I'm 55 years old. I look young if I shave. I really look young. And people talk to me sideways. I still got my hair. I mean, it's thinning a little. I got a little gray. It's coming. But I will touch up my beard every now and then. I'm going to just put it out there. But anyway, this dude would talk to me sideways. And one day I had to construct an email. I'm like, look, I ain't one of these young cats out of high school that's in college. I mean, you can talk to me like I'm an adult. I'm like, I might be older than you. You see what I'm saying? Make you think you're 36 years old talking to me like I'm short. Not short, but talking like I was small, like a kid. That's what I mean. I know y'all getting used to my personality. I know it can be kind of strong sometimes, so I ain't trying to offend nobody. Um, so far, if you liking what you hear, like, subscribe, follow, please. I got a plethora of knowledge that I want to give. Not to say I'm the brightest, because I think a wise man once said, "A wise man knows that he knows nothing." I'm not claiming I know it all, but I know a little bit of something. I wasn't born yesterday. I was born the day before yesterday, and I stayed up all night. Okay, let me go back. So I'm gonna get on track. I get squirrely if you guys discover that I'm a Gemini. I'm all over the place. I know all of a sudden I lost some followers when they say, "Oh, he a Gemini." Delete. We ain't all bad. It's like, hey, I admit my faults, if that makes any sense. So anyway, I get up in the morning. A typical day is I get up, check emails, all 3 or 4, whatever. I try to get my post out. I try to, say hello to certain friends. I'm in a group with my brothers. We say, have a good day. That's important. Keeping your tribe. I think one key to mental health is having a good circle around you and having people in your corner to not only hold you accountable, but to uplift you sometimes. I was talking to somebody, and I got this from the pandemic. I'm so used to like helping and motivating people. Not to say I'm the greatest. It's just, sometimes I say things and people come to me and go, man, what you said, this, that, and the third, it really made me think. So I pride myself on giving some kind of good knowledge, I hope. And I think I need to follow my own advice sometimes when I get into a little funk. And I'm learning. It's a learning process. So anyway, what's I talking about? See, I'm talking about squirrel moments. See, y'all gotta help me. I gotta get it. I'm trying not to use this as a script. I'm trying to give you the raw me, if that makes sense, the authentically me. Because like I said, I just want to help people. I just want to just help. So like I was saying, during the pandemic, my wife and I was sitting down and I was having a bad time. It's like the pandemic gave me prison vibes, meaning I knew I could leave. I knew I could walk out. The city was shut down, but I felt like I was in prison where the guards like, okay, lights out, you can't do this, you stay locked up 23 hours a day. I felt like I was confined. And my wife says, who motivates the motivator? And I'm like, what? And she was like, you're so used to motivating everybody else. I need to remotivate you. And I stopped and I took that. I was like, wow. Who motivates the motivator? So I have to credit my wife for saying that first. I love giving credit where credit is due. Like I would never say, this is me, this is me, this is all me. But I will say this, my catchphrase, stay fit, stay focused, that's your boy. I've been saying that for you. If you go back and look at my old YouTube videos like 10, 12 years ago, I was saying that back then. Stay fit, stay focused, man. I don't know where I got it from, but stay fit, stay focused. That's my hashtag. But meaning to say, if someone says something or I learn something from somebody, I will always credit you. And if I forget, hold me accountable. Like I said, I got thick skin. Go, nah, hey, nah, bro. Call me out. I'm okay with that. Respectfully. Like I love having good conversations, if that makes any sense. So anyway, that's my day, how my day goes. Like I said, today I had to be there at noon. The pastor will be there. Lately, they've been calling me pastor. I'm like, no, I'm not. But oh, you the youth pastor. I said, no. Because I'm always trying to give words of wisdom to the people who are on the streets. And take wisdom in. My father used to say, he's still living. My father used to always say, you can learn from a fool. You don't have to learn from a wise man. And I was like, how so? He said, you can learn what not to do. I was like, that makes a lot of sense. So I learned a lot from the homeless community. Um, they're human. I've learned, because this is my last week, because I was talking to one of my coworkers. We're talking about, what have you learned since you've been here? Because my other coworker, she's a medical student too. She's further along than I am. She already got her coat. She's way further. She's almost done. But we're talking. I said, what have you learned since you've been here? And she said, I have more patience. I've definitely been calmer, more. I'm calm. And I said, I've noticed a calm, like a peace come over you. She says, I'm more grateful. I was like, absolutely. And I said, what else have you learned? Because we've talked. So I was trying to pull it out of her. And she said, addiction is a mental health issue. I'm like, absolutely, 1000%. Because we've learned, this is what I've learned. It'll make more sense. There's a couple of women who are homeless. I'll use one specifically. Let's call her Stacy. That's not her real name. Stacy has a small dog. She has a family. She's well educated. She's very articulate in her vernacular. She speaks and she carries herself totally different. She has off days. I've seen her from heat exhaustion. I've seen her high. I've seen her coming off of fentanyl. And I've probably seen her drunk. So I've seen different phases in how she interacts when she comes into the shelter. And one day, a woman from, I think it was CAST or UMOM or one of the organizations, that she's a social worker. She came in at the middle of the floor and she was like, who wants to get off the streets? Who wants to go to the streets? Because she came in, it's like maybe 50 people on the floor. No, not 50, 30. Because I cut, no, 40, about 40 people. 40 people. Who wants to go to the streets? Who's ready to go to the streets? Crickets. Nobody say anything. She leaves, right? So Stacy, she was like, hey, who's that? I was like, that was the caseworker. She said she's taking people off the street. She was like, oh, I want to get off the street. I was like, okay. Called the woman back. She came back. You ain't gonna believe this. When my alarm went off, I thought it was still recording and I was talking. And I looked up, I'm like, I'm talking to myself. So I don't even know how, I don't even know when I cut. You know what? Let me go back. I'm gonna go back. I'll be right back.
12 seconds later.
Okay. Now I know where the story left off at. I'll be having those moments, and you know I like to keep it raw, so y'all know that I'm a real cat, and nothing is scripted. So anyway, Stacy was like, "I only got the streets." Came back. The woman was like, "You got a dog? How attached?" She was like, "I'm real attached," and she was like, "We can take you right now, but somebody got to watch the dog." She was like, "No, I'm good." And keep in mind, every day I see this woman, and she's always giving me the crocodile tears, talking about, "I'm tired, I can't do it." I'm like, "You can go home. You can go home." No, they don't care about me. I'm like, Stacy, let us help you. Let us help you. So if I see 80 people a day in total, 3 want to get off the streets. 3. And it's a small window. When someone says, I'm done, I'm ready, you got a small window where you get to capture these people. Because if something fails in the system, they'll relapse. They'll go back. And I have a story about that too. When a woman wanted to get out the streets, the system failed her. They lied. They said they had housing. Said they had a bed. They didn't. And this woman back on the streets. And I feel so bad. But anyway, that's my story today of me just like going through how Wednesday is, or how a typical morning, what I do when I get ready. And I'm just trying to be here for everybody. If you like, again, if you heard something that resonated with you, let me know. Send me a message, like, subscribe, give me some questions of what you want to know, how I can help you, how we can help each other. I'll never ask you to like, oh yeah, buy my course, do this. I mean, in the future, but that's not the point. The point is, I'm just trying to build relationships, like honest relationships. And I think honest relationships go a long way. If that makes any sense, because I feel like our relationship shouldn't be transactional. You know what I'm saying? Now, I think people should pay for a service, but information and knowledge should be free to a point. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, happy Wednesday. Stay fit, stay focused, and I'll catch you in another video. All right. Bye now.